Hello students, I am Sachin Prakash and I teach and mentor students in chemistry for IIT I believe that the real confidence which is required to crack this IIT exam will come only when you are confident in tackling good problems. And that clarity and understanding of concepts will only develop when you are really comfortable in handling these problems. So this video contains the paper discussion which I have conducted in my uh, classes online. Okay, and a lot of good doubts are there which I have discussed here. It will be helping you people in understanding, developing an understanding in how to approach and tackle good problems. Okay, and if you like this, if you found this paper discussion video to be useful and interesting, you can, like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, which will surely, motivate me to add some more useful videos of this type. Okay, because ultimately it's this is just an effort, honest effort, small honest effort from my side to help the student, uh, help my students as well as other students also in their ITJ preparation. So let us begin with this paper discussion. Okay.
So today we are going to discuss WTA 11, okay, which is based on total chemical bonding topic. So the section 1 is integer type, okay, and there are like 8 questions from 21 to 28, and then you have multi-correct questions, okay, with no partial marking, and then you have paragraph type questions. So there are like 2 paragraphs. Okay, so let us, paragraph type questions are single correct. Okay, now you see the practical approach in advanced papers is first do the questions which have a single answer, then only you go for multi-correct questions. Okay, because multi-correct questions require a bit of focus and bit of extra thinking. So first you should do a warm-up based on integer type and single correct questions. Okay, so let us start with question number 21 to 24. Any doubts? Yes, which one? 20, 21. Okay, it is saying triatomic ions. Okay, so I think everything which is given here is triatomic only. Okay, and in which, so the question basically asks you to consider triatomic ions, okay, which are having, which are linear ions or molecules, which are linear, and the hybridization should contain a d orbital. This means that the steric number must be greater than 4. Means it should be, hybridization should be more than sp3. Yes or no? Then only the d orbitals will come into picture. So basically you have to see which of them is having sp3 plus or hybridization. Okay, and they are linear also. So the answer will be ICl2 minus I3 minus NXGF2. Are you people clear? Yes. Now you people can ask.
Some sp2 molecules also we can have p per d per. So we have one p per d per, then we have p per d per.
I think they are not asking for p pi d pi, no.
Sorry, it's another. Sorry.
Okay. I know that there is a question regarding that also. 21 is clear to all of you? Answer is ICl2 minus, I3 minus, and XeF2. Okay, if you want, I can draw the structures, but I think each of them will be having 3 lone pairs in the XeF2 will be having how many lone pairs? 3 lone pairs in the equatorial plane, right? All of them will be having 3 lone pairs in the equatorial plane. Okay. So it will be something like, I am drawing just one, so it will be something like XeF, and then you'll be having, all will be having this type of structure only. I think if you have done the VSEPR, then these questions should be easy. Okay, after this 22, is a doubt? 22 is a doubt, yeah, tell me. See, when, yeah, in 22, if anything is planar, the planar molecules will include all triatomic molecules. All triatomic molecules will be planar. Why? Because you need exactly 3 atoms to make a plane. Are you getting my point? So all triatomic molecules will be planar. Second, all diatomic molecules will be linear. So all linear molecules will also be planar. How can linear molecule be planar? See, a line is a subset of a plane. Are you getting my point? Suppose this whole paper is a plane. Suppose this whole paper is a plane. Okay. So I am putting H, C, triple bond, C, H. Aren't all the 4 atoms on the same plane? See, you can all, it is talking about, see, if that way you are considering no molecule will be planar. Okay, we talk about a possible plane which can contain all the atoms. If there exists at least one possible plane which can contain all the atoms, we can consider the molecule to be planar. Are you getting my point? Okay, so all linear molecules will be also planar molecules. Are you getting my point? Yes.
If we consider like that all molecules will be planar, all linear molecules.
Yeah, all linear molecules are planar. That is what I am saying. No? Okay, see, line is a subset of plane, no? You can make a plane by combination of lines. Okay, so if something is linear, it is automatically planar. Getting my point? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. So this is an interpretation based thing. So now I think you can do this question. Answer will be 6. The only thing which will be non-planar will be H3O plus and CH4. Okay. 23. Huh? No, actually, in this case, yeah, this is a thing which we are supposed to discuss at a later stage, but they have given it right now. See, PBr5 in gaseous state will have an sp3d hybridization. But when you are talking of PBr5 solid, you see, in solid, the structure needs symmetrical hybridization. So PBr5 is having a non-symmetrical hybridization. In solid state, it arranges itself like PBr4 plus and Br minus. This is sp3 hybridized. Are you getting a point? Because it is a symmetrical hybridization, no?
Why can't we say the structure is pentagonal, bipyramidal, and
Pentagonal by, see, it is saying solid state. Okay, in the solid state the symmetry is preferred. Okay, in a closed packing arrangement. Always remember this point. And this is why in case of PCl5, okay, it exists in the form of PCl4 plus ion and PCl6 minus ion. These things are experimentally, like verified by spectroscopy, crystallography measurements. Okay, so you have to just remember it. Yeah.
But isn't trigon or bipyramid are also symmetric rules and
No, see, it is a non-uniform hybridization, no. Because you have two different types of bonds, axial and equatorial. Okay, in PCl4 plus and PCl6 minus, all bonds are uniform. That is,
should we consider it as an ionic compound?
yeah, that in solid state it exists as an ionic network of these ions. Not, see, in not all the cases, these things are experimentally verified. Okay, so the ones for which I have given that only.
These two or any other?
Right now, these two are there. Okay. Okay, after this, apart from these two, other four are clear?
Yes.
Okay. Huh?
Option C.
Option C, NO2 and NH2. It would be having net dipole moment, no? See, NH2 will be, see, these two are two different groups. Okay. And NH2 is a net, what you call as, it will be, giving electrons. And this will be like taking electrons from the benzene ring. So it will be having some net dipole moment. Are you getting a point?
So can you just tell what all the six which are the
Yeah, the answers are the ones which I have ticked. So it will be B, C, D, F, G, and H.
so G will have net dipole in G then?
CO, it's not CO2. There is nothing which is cancelling down this, no. If it is CO2, then it is 0. Because one is cancelled by another. Okay? Yeah. What? Can you repeat it? Like, what are you referring to? Means like natural state, what do you mean by natural state? No, see, if PCl5 is, if I'm talking a solid PCl5, then there's no question of natural state. We are considering that temperature at which it exists as a solid. Are you getting my point? So if they have given gaseous, then the dipole moment will be 0. Are you getting a point? Okay. They have not given gaseous, they have given solid. So we have to consider it solid only. Yeah. Well, they have polarity, so they will have dipole moment. You can say yes. 24. Which of these molecules will be involving? See, first of all, for p pi d pi, there are two criteria. Okay. First is that the central atom should have d orbitals. Central atom should have d orbitals. Okay. And It should be at least sp2 or sp3 hybridization. Then only there will be possibilities. Okay. If it is sp3, all pi bonds will be p pi d pi. And if it is sp2, 1 p pi, others are p pi d pi. Okay. Others means it can be 2, 3, 4 depending. Are you getting a point? Okay. So now you can do this question. C cannot be the answer, D cannot be answered. Okay. Now F is not an answer because there is no pi bond in case of P4O6. You have to know the structure of P4O6 for that. Normally I would have told you in the, I think I have discussed this, no? In the class? I remember that I have discussed it. Someone has asked it, at some point of time. Okay, so you see P4O6 will not have any pi bond, but P4O10 will be having pi bond. Okay, so this will be P4O10. In this case, you see the hybridization is sp3, so this pi bond will be d pi, d pi. Okay, so the answer will be A, B, E, so it will be 3. Are you getting a point? Yes or no? Okay. After this, question number 25. Number of incorrect statements. Yeah.
In the 25th option, 8 should be, question number 8 should be wrong also because K size is less means it is like more covalent.
K plus size is less.
Then C.
Is it like that? K plus and Ca2 plus. Okay. See, the thing is that alkali metals are the largest ions of their group. Okay. Because from left to right when you are going, that factor is increasing, size is decreasing. Okay, so even if you're talking about cations, K plus, Ca2 plus, all will be belonging to the same period, and left to right, the size of the cations will be decreasing because the charge is increasing. Are you getting a point? Yes or no? So ionic character will be more for K2CH3 compared to CaCO3, so it will be thermally more stable. More ionic character, more thermal stability. Okay, I think the question, there should not be any problem in this. 3rd and 7. There is no change in the magnetic moments. Zinc is having 4s2 and 3d10 configuration. So all electrons are paired. Zn2 plus is having 3d10 configuration. All electrons are paired. So no change in the magnetic moment. 5th. MgO is a melting point is more than BO. That is, in MgO melting point is more than BO. See, I have told you people that when the sizes are similar, the lattice strength is maximum. Okay, so between Mg2 plus and O2 minus are both isoelectronic species. So they will be similarly sized ion. Are you getting a point? So the lattice strength will be maximum in that case. So the melting point will be more. We'll be discussing the melting points and boiling points of all these things in the group analysis, means group 1 and group 2 trends. Okay, see, these things are not what you say as uniform trends. There will be quite a lot of variations and exceptions, and a lot of things will be data based. Okay, you can give the explanation, but at the same time you should be knowing the fact. Are you getting my point? So that is why it is very important that you people make a list of all the trends. Is it clear? Yeah.
23rd question, PCl for solid one in which chapter will it?
Actually, we'll be discussing that thing in the halides of phosphorus, which is group 15 next year.
So that it is not taught me.
Admin sub, you see, the thing is like this is a blurry area. Okay, like for the topmost batch students, they are assumed to be knowing everything from class 9 and 10. These things, so, and most of the papers are set according to them only. We cannot, there's a physical limitation of time for the new students who are just coming and joining it. Okay, all information cannot be covered within a single week. Okay, so there are some things which you are going to, know in the coming week. So we we have to wait for that. Are you getting my point? Or if you have, covered that much from books, but I don't think in books also this point will be covered in chemical bonding. I don't think. It's not there. Okay. We see, technically we can't ask for this because, it is there, then it is good. Yeah.
For hybridization, you have asked.
See, the thing is that they have asked hybridization, they can twist it in any way. Okay. Just know this fact and, next time you won't miss this question. Don't worry about it. Okay? Okay. See, we should be more worried about what we don't know rather than how much marks we are getting, because marks are not going to make any difference. You will forget what marks you got in this test within a night. But whatever mistakes or new things which you learned, that you should carry forward. That will be the major difference which you will be having over others in the final day of the exam. Okay. So you should make a note of all the unique points which you got from this paper. So the paper analysis is very important. See, I do the paper analysis my way, but then my paper analysis is a general thing. Every one of you would have made some unique mistakes, which only you have made in your paper. You should have the list of your mistakes. Are you getting my point? Okay, if you do it sincerely, then you will see that your number of errors in chemistry will be reduced. And that will give you an edge over other people. Because you see, in chemistry, it is not possible for everyone to remember everything on the day of the exam. That is simply not possible. But 90% of the times, we know the important things. If you revise the errors also, those will also stick into your mind just before the exam. You need to know the important points just before the exam, not all the time. Are you getting my point? Okay, unless and until you are not a chemistry teacher. In that case, you have to remember everything. Okay, so even I try to do it, yeah. Okay, you see, when you're talking about this, it will be having K plus and O2 minus, K plus and O2 2 minus. You have to analyze each species individually. K plus is paramagnetic or diamagnetic? It's diamagnetic. So we have to see O2 minus and O2 2 minus. O2 minus is paramagnetic, so the whole thing is paramagnetic. If either of cation or anion is paramagnetic, the whole thing is paramagnetic. So all the species which contains O2 minus will be paramagnetic. It doesn't matter which cation is there. Okay, just due to anion, it will be paramagnetic. Okay, is this clear? Okay. So after this, 26, 27, 28. 26. Okay, in 26, find the number of molecules or ions which have zero dipole moment and presence of a lone pair on the central atom. Okay, so zero dipole moment means, okay, it should be like all the dipole moments should be cancelling out. So the answers are XeF2, I3 minus, and XeF4. You want me to draw the structures, or are you clear on that? I don't get what is the doubt in this question.
Even the dipole moment of
Dipole moment of what? Yeah, but you see the dipole moments are cancelling out, no? Wherever it is there. It is saying that you should be having zero dipole moment. So which of these species you are having doubt that it is not, it is having zero dipole moment and non-bonding electrons, but it is not there? I am not getting the point where you are having confusion. Which one do you want me to discuss? XeO4. XeO4 does not have any lone pair on the central atom. NH3 is having a lone pair, but then its dipole moment is not zero. BF3 is not having a lone pair and its dipole moment is zero. XeO4 no lone pair and dipole moment is zero only. PF5 no lone pair but dipole moment is zero. So both conditions has to be satisfied actually. SF6 also dipole moment is zero but no lone pair on central atom. Yeah. I3 minus. So you see, if you draw I3 minus, it is something like this. It is having lone pair on the central atom, and the dipole moment is zero because this is what you say as linear. It is linear, so this, even due to the lone pairs, the dipole moments due to lone pairs are cancelling out each other. Are you getting a point? Okay. Because they are symmetrically arranged. You see, all three are at 120 degrees. So 26 is done, yes or no? 27, I think, is it out? No. What? Yeah. Why? Because, okay, it is integer. So 0 to 9, it is there now. They are not including 0. Okay, then that is a technical problem. Don't worry about it. Okay, if you are not, just give yourself 4 marks and be happy about it. Yeah, there are the technical faults, we can't do anything at this stage. Okay, just as. Okay. Okay. Okay, in some cases. No, see, if it is not asking, no. If you are not getting, immediately take a snapshot and give it to Sirisha ma'am. Okay, she will forward it. Okay, if enough number of people forward it as a problem, they will delete the whole question. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah?
So what to take screenshots?
How to take screenshot?
What to take?
Like if you're pressing 0, they say it is not accepting something like that? No. It is same.
0, but it is not coming. It is not entering.
Then you should just write it as a message to Shri Sharma. Okay, that will be best. Okay, don't worry, these things won't hamper you in the final exam. Final exam, all the things work very properly. Okay, our systems are still getting updated, so you know, it will be done. 28. Option C. Yeah, I can explain all the options. You see, thermostability of bicarbonates will be what you say as increasing down the group, because bicarbonate, you see, carbonate, bicarbonate, and sulfates. Okay, all three are what you call as big anions. The big anions will form strong lattice with big cations. So as the cation size increases, the thermostability will be increasing. So in all cases, the thermostability for these anions will be increasing down the group. Are you getting a point? So there is calcium carbonate, Na2CO3, K2CO3, and Rb2CO3. Okay, are you getting a point? Yes or no? Similarly, calcium carbonate, strontium carbonate, barium carbonate, thermostability increases down the group. By the same logic, Li2CO3 will be thermally unstable. Are you getting a point? We'll be discussing that point in this chapter. Are you getting my point? Yes or no? Okay. Yeah. So after this, option B. You see, as the polarizing power, polarization in the molecule increases, the color intensity will increase. Okay, so the cation is same, but the anion is getting more and more polarized as the size is increasing. So the color intensity is also increasing. So you see, actually the trend should have been AgCl, then AgBr, and then AgI. So AgCl is like white in color, AgBr is pale yellow in color, and this is like dark yellow in color. The color intensity is increasing. Okay. So, okay, they have given AgBr, AgCl, and AgI. That is definitely wrong actually. They are asking correct or incorrect? Then we should not be correct actually. Okay. See, yeah.
For halogens, like down the group, color intensity increases.
It's not about halogens, no. And it's about,
Anions be increased in the down the group.
yeah,
It is the proportional to size of the anion.
yes. So the thing is, AgBr should be more than AgCl. Are you getting a point? Yes. Okay, that is why it is wrong. Okay, it is not following a uniform tendency. Okay, CnCH3 and NSiH3. This one is more basic because the lone pair is localized. Here the lone pair is delocalized due to back bonding. Are you getting a point? So C is definitely incorrect. Yes or no?
So shouldn't we think like in a group the K signature increases down the
The central atom is same. There is no down the group thing. No?
carbon.
The atom which is containing lone pair with respect to that we are talking, that is same. No? Okay, that is it. This question I discussed in the class, I think in back one. Yeah.
In NSiH3 taken guys, back bonding expressions vacancy increases no sir, I mean
Where vacancy increases?
on N.
See, there is no vacancy on N. There is a lone pair on N, which is getting delocalized.
When back bonding express vacancy increases.
Oh, there is no vacancy on N. That is what I am trying to say. There is a lone pair on N. If the vacant orbitals were there, then it would be a point. Okay. And second thing is that when the lone pair is getting delocalized, then the basic strength will decrease because that lone pair is supposed to be given to the Lewis acid. Are you getting my point? So it is not in terms of vacancy, it is in terms of availability of lone pair. Basic strength is directly proportional to the availability of lone pair.
So now when back bonding express availability of lone pair increases or decreases?
It will depend on the situation, no? Are you getting my point? It will depend on the situation. So in this case, the lone pair is getting delocalized. Most of the case, lone pair will get delocalized only in case of due to back bonding. So back bonding, if lone pair is getting delocalized, then the basicity will be decreasing. Okay. And due to back bonding, the vacant orbital is getting lone pair. So the Lewis acidity will decrease in this case. Are you getting a point? Yeah. You see, this lone pair is going into the vacant d orbital of silicon. So it is no more here. It cannot be delocalized. It means it cannot be given to Lewis acids. Okay, it is inversely proportional to delocalization of electrons. Is it clear? Okay, option D is wrong because I have given this in the notes also, that CH3F will be having lesser dipole moment than CH3Cl because dipole moment depends both on charge factor as well as the bond length factor. The combination is more for chlorine compared to fluorine. I think this is there. Yes or no? Okay. So this is wrong. And the last one is the boiling point. See, in all three cases, there is no hydrogen bonding. So the boiling point trends will be depending only on the size of the molecule. So size of the molecule is more for H2T. So the van der Waals forces will be more. So the boiling points will be more. Although technically they should ask this question in group 16, but then we can't do anything about it.
Again, could you explain option B?
B.
B.
AgBr, AgCl and AgI. You see, if the polarization is more, then the intensity of the color will be more. Okay,
How?
that is something which has been observed. Okay, more is the degree of polarization of the anion, more is the color intensity. Are you getting a point? This is something which is experimental. You have to take it like that on. So based on that, it should be AgCl, then AgBr, then AgI. AgI should be maximum, AgCl should be minimum. But the trend is not given correct. So the answer should be 2 actually. Okay? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So after this, 28 is done. So after this, 29. Now you have multi-correct, yeah. Okay, before multi-correct, okay, let us.
What is the pi bond order?
Pi bond order can be calculated like overall bond order. Only thing you have to take only pi orbitals into account. So pi bond order will be number of electrons in pi bonding orbitals minus number of electrons in pi anti-bonding orbitals by 2.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so means it is not like a specific thing. Okay, they have created a question out of it, but we don't think teach it separately. But you can think along these lines. Are you getting my point? So if you see, if during a process there is no change in the number of pi electrons, then the pi bond order won't change. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
So that will be only T. So I have given all the possible options. Okay, for 29, A will be T. Okay, B will be PQRS. C will be R, and D will be PQRT. So if you have any doubts in any of these, we can discuss it. Yeah, I can discuss option A. You see, A means there is no change in the pi bond order in the reaction. If you look at C2, going to 1 minute. C2 2 minus. Can you write the configuration of C2? Okay, the C2 configuration will be something like KK. KK means sigma 1s and sigma 1s star. Okay, then you have sigma 2s star, and then you have electrons in pi 2px, pi 2py, which is 2 and 2. This is the configuration of C2. And C2 2 minus this plus sigma 2pz 2. Yes or no? Yes, no. So you see during this process, there is no change in the number of pi electrons, either in bonding as well as anti-bonding orbitals. So the pi bond order won't change. If you want, you can also calculate the pi bond order. Pi bond order in this case will be 4 minus 0 by 2, it will be 2. Okay, that's very good. Okay. So 29 is done. 30th. No.
Sir, option C.
Option C, high boiling point of HF compared to H2O. I think I have discussed this question in class, that the boiling point is H2O greater than HF greater than NH3. H2O will have higher boiling point because it forms more number of hydrogen bonds on an average per molecule compared to HF. Although the strength of individual hydrogen bond will be more for HF compared to OH. Getting my point?
Yes.
Okay, that's it. Huh?
Option D and D.
Dimerization of acetic acid in benzene. This I have discussed, no? RCOH. So that same question is there, no? So it is only due to the dimer formation takes place only because of the intramolecular hydrogen bonding. Intermolecular hydrogen bonding. And ice floats on water because due to the open cage structure, the volume increases, so density decreases. Okay? 30th is option D. High solubility of glucose in water is due to hydrogen bonding only. Okay, you see, glucose is having, a closed ring structure, okay, with an OH group here. It is having a multiple OH groups, okay, so it is like CH2OH, then OH, then OH, then OH. Okay, so all these hydrogens are acidic hydrogens, all are bound to water molecules. So it will dissolve due to intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Are you getting my point? Okay. 31, 32, 33. 33, there is a change in the answer.
Should be option
33,
D.
it should be, yeah, answer should be, this is correct, okay. C should not be the answer, it should be B and D.
So why B?
See, if SP mixing is operative and the Hund's rule is violated. So usually let me draw the, okay, B2, if sigma 1s, sigma star 1s, sigma 2s, sigma star 2s. After this, whether you follow the SP mixing or not, okay, the things will be same. Now, if SP mixing is operative, this means that the pi orbitals will come first. Okay, but if Hund's rule is not followed, then there is no need to first fill it individually. I can fill it like this.
Yes.
So in this case, it will be again diamagnetic, no?
Okay.
Okay. So, yeah.
32nd D option.
32nd D option. Okay. Yeah, D is R and T. R is p pi back bonding. Boron is having vacant p orbitals and fluorine is having lone pair in p orbitals, so p pi back bonding. And underlined atom combines with Lewis as base, that is correct because boron is having vacant p orbitals. Okay? That's very good. So 31, the correct option should be B and D. There will be a key change there. Okay? 32C, B2S6. B2S6, there is no back bonding, that is why it has to go for bridge bonding. I have discussed this point. Okay, so it is Q and S. sp3 hybridization of the underlying atom, because of bridge bonding, the hybridization increases by 1. Okay, And S. Neither p pi, there's no back bonding in case of B2S6. Okay. So
Sir, 31.
31.
Option D.
31 option D. Okay. Also, they have given D also as an option. 1 minute. See, the D one, I think they have considered what you call as the bridge bonding thing. Sorry, bridge bonding, coordinate bonding thing. Have they? Actually, this structure doesn't exist. And double bond and this structure actually doesn't exist. But then they are talking about possible Lewis structures, so you can. No, see, we are not talking about. This is a hypothetical Lewis structure. It is saying that this might exist. Are you getting a point? So if you are considering, yeah, I don't think that this should be answered. I will consider because you know, three-membered ring structure of N3 minus is difficult to exist. There is a lot of ring strain here. Are you getting a point? So let me verify if it is there in, you know, any standard textbook or not. But I don't think that it should start. Okay. So as such, it should be A and C only. Okay. 34 is no doubt. 35, 36. It's not garage type of homo. It should be Jared type of homo.
Sir, 35C.
Okay. 35C. O2. Now in O2, the HOMO is a pi star orbiter. So I think I have shared that thing in the group that all pi orbiters will be unjared and pi star will be jared. Just remember it, okay? And all sigma will be jared and sigma star will be unjared. Just remember this. Instead of writing also, you can do it like this. Okay. So, yeah, because drawing it will take time actually. So I don't want you people to.
Is paramagnetic and pi star will be less than Jared or less. Yes, sir.
C option HOMO. It is saying it is should be having an integer bond order.
Yes, sir. It's 2 or
Okay, 1 minute. Why have they put answer as T? That I am not getting. Which of the following species should have integer bond order and Jared type of HOMO? So Jared, so it will be there because pi star is there, and yeah,
Jared bond order.
yeah. So it cannot. There is no such thing as Jared bond order. That is a mistake. Okay, it's yeah. This is going for a correction anyway because you see there is no such thing like Jared bond order. Okay, and what have they given? See, Jared bond order, if they are saying that you should consider all the Jared orbitals and then point the bond order, then that is a different thing. Okay. Are you getting a point? Yes or no? 1 minute, 1 minute. 35, no? Okay, there is nothing. See, you can define something called J-rate bond order, but this is not there anywhere in any standard textbook. Okay, you can think it along these lines that you see. Suppose you are having O2. Okay, first of all, integer J-rate bond order. Okay, so you see, if I'm writing sigma 1s, sigma 2s, 1s star, sigma 2s, sigma 2s star. Okay, then for O2 we'll be following sigma 2pz first, then pi 2px, pi 2py, and then pi star 2px, pi star 2py. Okay, only up to this much O2 and O2 plus will cover. Okay, then later on we can discuss it, and O2 2 minus will also cover that. And you see, if I'm talking about O2, so first let me write for O2. Okay, now what are the J-rate orbitals? Okay, pi star is J-rate, so this is J-rate. Okay, and sigma is J-rate, so G, U, U, U. Are you getting my point? Yes or no? So if you can define bond order for J-rate bond order by only considering those orbitals which are J-rate and are bonding or anti-bonding. So if you're talking like that, then what are the number of bonding electrons? 2, 4, 6, and 4, 2, J-rate, 4, 6, and only 6, no, minus. How many electrons in anti-bonding? No, you cannot do it like that. Number of, you see, there are 2 here. This is also bonding, this is also bonding. Okay, and these are anti-bonding. So you have to consider J-rate orbitals only. So 2, 4, 6. 6 in bonding orbitals and 2 in anti-bonding orbitals by 2. So bond order of J-rate will be 2. And if you want to calculate bond order for un-J-rate, it will be how much? It will be un-J-rate orbitals 4 minus 4 by 2. Okay, so you can define it like that. Okay, but there is no such thing. I've never seen it anywhere in a standard textbook. But if you define it like this, then for O2 plus, okay, so O2 plus means that you are removing this electron. Okay, so for O2 plus, if you're talking about bond order J-rate, okay, then you are losing 1 electron from anti-bonding. So it will be 6 minus 1 by 2, right? It will be 2.5. So again, it won't be having integer. Okay, so D cannot be the answer actually. Yeah, I think they are meaning that only. Yeah, that is something which, I am also finding it, very different, but you can define it like that. Considering that this is gathered or something like that, I will still raise it as an objection, okay, but that should not prevent us from discussing this question. Yeah, tell me.
Can you try for option B also?
Yeah, I will now check for all the options, don't worry. Okay, so O2 plus bond order J-rate will be 2.5, bond order un-J-rate will be still 0. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, because O2 is having like 15 electrons only. Now O2 2 minus, if you are talking about. So you see, if I am drawing O2 2 minus, then what will be the scenario? Scenario will be 2 here and 2 here. Yes or no?
Yes.
Now the number of electrons in the Z orbitals will be how much? Okay, 6 into bonding and 4 in anti-bonding by 2. It will be 2. 1, 1, 1. Are you getting a point? Yes or no? A bond order in unjaded. Bond order in unjaded will remain 0 only because bonding minus anti-bonding by 2. Yeah, for jaded orbitals only. Bond order is always bonding minus anti-bonding by 2. Okay, if you want sigma bond order, then you take sigma orbitals only. But talking about pi bond order, you take pi orbitals only. If you are talking about jaded or bond order, jaded orbitals only. That is the literal meaning here. Are you getting my point? Okay. Now, if you are talking N2 2 minus, then we have to draw it separately. N2 2 minus. Then it will be what? Sigma 1s2, sigma star 1s2, sigma 2s2, sigma star 2s2. Then you have pi 2px, pi 2py, 2 and 2. Then you have sigma 2pz, 2. And then you have pi star 2px, pi star 2py. 1 and 1. Now you see, its configuration is similar to that of O2. Okay, in terms of jaded and unjaded. Are you getting a point? The only thing which has changed is the relative positioning of this. Other than that, it is having the same, jaded and unjaded orbitals and electrons. Are you getting a point? So if O2 is the answer, then N2 2 minus is also the answer. Okay. The bond order jaded will be, in this case, will be how much? It will be 6 minus 2 by 2. It will be 2. And bond order unjaded, 4 minus 4 by 0. By 2. It will be 0. Are you getting a point? Yes or no? Calculation will be same as O2. So the answer should be option C and option A. Okay, but still I will go for what you said. Deletion of this question. Okay. But you see, this is a concept which you can keep in your mind. Okay. Even if this question is deleted, the things which we have learned is more important. Are you getting my point? Okay. See, that is why. Huh? Yes, yes. Oh yeah, VNC. Sorry. But it will be deleted. Yeah. At least I will recommend for deletion. Okay. 30. Yeah. 34. Which one? Yes. You see, this is dz square, and if dz square is oriented along with dx square minus y square. In this manner, then it can form an anti-bonding orbital. Are you getting a point? See, the x, y, and z axis are defined for individual orbitals. Are you getting my point? Yes or no? There is no universal axis. Are you getting a point? But you see, the dz square can move to such an orientation that it can form a sigma bond by using this law. Okay. Okay. So this is done. Section, yeah, in 36, you have any doubt? I think it is fairly straightforward. Now, 37 and 38. Both are wrong because they should have written incorrect, but they have written correct. Are you getting my point? So if you consider them to be incorrect, so both are going for, option change. Answer will be like A, B, or C. Any one of them will be correct. Sorry. In first case, A, C, and D will be correct. Okay. And second case, A, B, and C will be correct. Yes. 38D is not correct. Huh?
In our paper, incorrect only did given, sir, 38.
And 37?
37 was given correct.
Okay. In 38,
Here is correct only.
everyone is sure.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then. So then incorrect or D is correct? Means D is the incorrect statement here. Because basic nature of oxides will be inversely proportional to the positive oxidation state. Okay? And 37, I think, do you want me to explain the 4 orders or something like that? Okay, it should be ACD. All 3 are correct. LiCl, NaCl, KCl, covalent character. Okay, so the thermal stability will be actually reverse of that. Okay. So 37, 38 is done. Yes.
39.
Yeah, 39 and 40. Now 39, I think I have discussed what we call as Benz rule, if you remember. Okay, so when I discussed Benz rule, I told you that the less electronegative atom will occupy orbitals with high p character. Okay, and if the p character increases, the bond angle will decrease.
Sir,
Yeah.
in paragraph they have given that size of outer atom increases, the bond angle increases. So then multiply the para.
Size of outer atom increases, bond angle increases.
According to the para, we need to write the answer.
That is the stupidity of this question actually.
Answer should be A, sir, then. Multiply the para.
1 minute. In options, 1 minute.
But actual answer is OSI2.
Yes. Let me just check how much is the variation in bond angle. SOI2 bond angle. SOI2 is not given. Everywhere it is SiO2. It's difficult to find the bond angles in this case. See, if you go by Benz rule, no, then answer will be SOI2 only. Are you getting my point?
Then why to give para, sir?
Why to give? The paragraph has, most other cases, paragraph has actually, it's not like English wala comprehension that your answers will be coming from paragraph. You just copy paste anything from outside and give it like that. Are you getting? Yeah.
Like give an example. In material also they have given same like similar question. sp4 hybridization was given as the answer. Actually sp4 does not exist. But as per the para, sp4 is correct. So why not here we should consider the para, sir? Why to give para then?
There's no reason for us to, see, I'm just giving you the bond angle values. Okay. So that you will. So this is like 106.2 degrees. Yeah.
Why is OSI2 correct?
Yeah.
More electronegative will be having occupying less bond angle.
More electronegative bond, 1 minute, SOCl2. Yeah. It is asking the chlorine, the XSX bond angle. Okay. So 1 minute. What am I doing? For 1 minute. If you are talking about SOCl2, okay, Cl and Cl. This bond angle is something like 96.5 degrees. Okay. If you are talking about SOF2, I am just going by the data which is available to us. Okay. You are not supposed to know the data. Okay. That I can understand. But as a teacher, I have to check the data. SOF2. Okay. SOF2, the bond angle is 92.2 degrees. Minute. So actually the bond angle is increasing only. 1 minute. The FSF bond angle is 92.2. Okay, 1 minute. Let me check. So F2 is BR2. So BR2 bond angle. Thionine bromide. Bond angles not clear. Thionine bromide. Only chlorine and bromine they have given the bond angle. 1 minute. So BR2. So Cl2 I am able to find. So BR2 structure is given, but bond angles are not given. If you are going by the trend which we are getting from the data, then yeah, I was looking at the wrong angle actually. Okay, so if we see this, okay, just give me 2 minutes to check. Okay, see there are two different angles. Okay, this one is a different angle, and they are asking FSF bond angle. So here it is 92.2, 96.5. So yeah, it will be increasing only. Okay. So in this case, SOI2 will be having the highest, yeah. So largest bond angle actually. This question should be largest one, or the answer will be SOF2. Okay. Yeah.
Why do you even go for the data? So like we have according to Benfield, more electronegativity should occupy less bond angle.
More electronegative substituent will be occupying less bond angle.
Less bond angle.
Okay, 1 minute. More electronegative substituent will take. Okay, yeah, more electronegative will take what is as position of higher p character, right?
Yes, sir.
Orbital of higher p character. 1 minute. Orbital of higher p character. So it should be giving. It should be occupying less bond angle. Yeah. Okay, they are asking the smallest, no? Answer should be OSF2 only. Okay. 39 is going to change. Are you getting my point? Okay, I think they have given the answer as per the biggest atom. Okay. So if the size of outer atom increases, the bond angle increases. So OSI2 will be giving the biggest. I was having in mind that you have to find the biggest bond angle or something like that. Okay, is it clear? It should be SOF2 only. They're asking the smallest bond angle. So 39 is going for change. 40th. Yeah. Huh? 40th. Yeah, it is. It should be correct if the answer is A is the only correct statement actually. Okay.
They have given incorrect.
Yeah, so this is also going for key change. No, it will go for key change, not delete. Delete is done when there's no other option to save that question. Okay. So, is it clear? Okay, I think all the relevant points you have discussed in this paper. Okay.
Sir, how is your security, sir?
Yeah, B or C or D. A is correct. OCl2 is having greater bond angle than FCl2. Okay. Why? Because you see, if you consider with compared to oxygen, chlorine is having less electronegativity. So the bond pair will be concentrated towards oxygen only. So the repulsion should be more and bond angle will be more. Sulfur is less electronegative than chlorine. So the bond pairs will be a bit away from the central atom. So the bond angle will be slightly less. Are you getting a point? Okay. So with this, we have discussed this thing. And another thing also, one thing also is there, that in case of OCl2, there will be back bonding also. So the hybridization will be changing from sp3 to sp2. Are you getting a point? Yes or no? That tendency will be less in case of SCl2. That's why it is having hybrid, bond angle close to the sp3 bond angle. Are you getting a point? Okay. So with this, we have finished the paper discussion. Okay. So it's already 3:30. Okay. So what I am saying is, okay, let me just first. So I am just stopping the recording, okay, of the paper.